Yo, you're watching Shurkou, and today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new patch notes for Wild Rift. Patch 2.3a is coming out today, and with it, of course, we are going to be getting some nice new skins. As you can see on your screen right now, you're probably not even listening because all you see is Fiora looking very beautiful, I would say. But yeah, we're also going to be getting some nice balance changes, of course. So let's just dive right into it. Just like I would like to dive right into this pool right here. This pool looking good, looking like some nice warm water, very nice weather there, you know. Oh, it's amazing. You can see Katarina not too pleased here, you know. Seems like big man Darius cannot contain himself either. It is what it is, you know. Seems like Fiora cocks Katarina here. Anyway, guys, hey, I digress. Let's get into the meat here. Meat? Anyway, as you can see, we'll get some new pool party skins. Lots of pool party skins. What is this, like 7? Pool party Fiora, Xin, Leona, Lulu. That's a little bit sus, Riot Games. That's a little bit weird, but anyway, I'm sure she's 7,000 years old, just like in anime. Oriana. Oriana is the one I'm looking forward to the most out of these, because you guys know I like myself some Robo Waifu, and we will also get Renekton, and he's honestly really sick. That's a really cool, that's probably one of the best pool party skins, just because he's like the lifeguard. It's like, I don't know, it's just cool. And yeah, then we also have Galaxy Slayer Zed, which is really, really insane. It is, in my opinion, the best Zed skin on PC League of Legends, and it is coming a little bit later, June 24th, and these skins are actually coming out tomorrow, June 17th. So that is going to be sick. With the pool party skins, we're also going to get some nice accessories. As you can see, Lifeguard Renekton doing his thing. Little Lulu doesn't really look 7,000 years old, but let's just imagine she is. And we have some Oriana action and a Krabby Patty on, I don't know what it's called. It is what it is. But anyway, not too bad, not too bad. Too cool for pool. Are you serious? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay, this is the icon. Okay. So too cool for pool should be this, or what? Yeah, I guess. Interesting naming there. Anyway, you can see the Leona pool party skin looking good. Oh, guys, we need to move on before I get demonetized. There we go. We get into the balance changes, which is, of course, the thing that we're all here for. Ahri is going to be the first one, and it is a nerf, which is extremely bizarre. I don't really get this. Maybe she's a very problematic champion in lower elos. In higher elos, I have to say, I don't see her often. She's not bad. She's not bad by any means, but she's, I would say, an average mid lane mage pick. Maybe a little bit above average. In esports, we see her sometimes if she has a good matchup. Or if the team just wants to draft a lot of pick potential, which she's very good for. But other than that, I've never thought, ooh man, Ahri is so broken. Anyway, let's get into the change. Base armor going down from 35 to 30. Now granted, she can be pretty annoying in lane because she has that healing passive, so she tends to do pretty well there. But again, I don't know, this is more of a little slap on the wrist. This is going to make her worst matchup even worse, which is the Yasuo matchup. It's pretty much the only matchup where she struggles in. So again, I don't know. A little bit bizarre. We'll see. I feel like it's a lower elo type of nerf where they want to bring the champion a little bit down for these lower brackets. Again, if you're an Ahri main, don't be worried. She is still going to be almost the same. Just be a little bit careful. Don't get hit by too much physical damage. Moving on to Evelynn here, okay? Now this is a very nice change. Honestly, it should have come earlier, but hey, I'm not complaining. It is a very, very good change. The ult is now, the 250% execute damage now only applies to champions. So, you know, oof, Jesus Christ, I misclicked. Anyway, you know, the most annoying thing about Evelynn, honestly, yeah, she has crazy ganks. Yeah, she deals still a lot of damage. She's still one of the best junglers in the game. But honestly, that's okay. You know, she's not by far the best anymore like she used to be a couple patches ago. She's very manageable. But the one thing that is just so annoying still is that you can't go for dragons or for barons against her if she's still alive, because she can just flash over the wall, ult smite the baron or the dragon when it's at like 1.6k health or something like that, and it will just she will be able to steal it away. It's just so easy for her to steal these objectives. So exactly that is getting nerfed, which is very, very nice, okay? So that's a really good change. Honestly, I wouldn't say Evelynn is a problem anymore. If you're an Evelynn main, you can still play her a lot. She's still very, very solid. She's still very strong. But, you know, this really, really puts her much lower on the annoying scale, I would say. So moving on to Janna. This is also a very good change. Again, if you play dual lane, you probably noticed that Janna, she can protect her marksman extremely well, one of the best at doing it, right? But that's fine, she's Janna. But then she shouldn't be able to just poke you out insanely hard in the laning phase. And that's exactly what they're nerfing here, so that is a beautiful nerf. 10 damage less on her second ability, which you always pretty much maxed if you're a good Janna, in my opinion. You just max that second ability, you keep poking the enemies. They can't really poke you back, because even at level 1, the shield shields you quite a lot, you know, so you can really just get in, shoot that little Zephyr at them, just do way too much poke damage and then run away. And that is getting nerfed. 10 damage at level 1, but it scales all the way up to a 40 damage base damage nerf at maximum rank, which again is very, very nice. Again, if you're a Janna main, don't worry, she's still gonna be very strong, just not as unreasonably annoying to deal with in the laning phase. Moving on to Katarina. Now, this is a nerf that I have always recommended many, many times. I really think it had to be done earlier. I guess most of you agree, because let's be real, Katarina is very frustrating to play against. And I think with this, she's gonna be pretty manageable. Because keep in mind, even with the past nerf, where they just nerfed the base damage and the range on her shurkou, the base damage on her passive, I mean, she was already much worse. Like, she wasn't as auto-win completely broken anymore. And now they're also nerfing her passive, which I always said they should nerf her passive from a 1.0 AP ratio at maximum level to a 0.8 AP ratio. Well, it's going down to a 0.9. So not quite there where I think would be in line for her, but definitely a nice step into the right direction. Maybe it will be even enough. I'm not quite sure. But maybe it will be enough to make her feel... I think she's still going to be very, very strong, especially if you're a very good Katarina player. But it might be enough to make her not feel demoralized when you're playing against the Katarina, you know, when you see her in Champ Select. Moving on to the next nerf that she has as well, which is Death Lotus change, okay? So, this is a meme, okay? So some people were telling me to try out Phase Rush Katarina. I tried it out. It's funny. It's funny. But is it good? No. I think Conqueror Katarina is still the best. The second best is Electrocute Katarina. Then Phase Rush Katarina if you want to have some fun for the memes. Okay, it's funny, but you lose so much damage by not going Conqueror, by not going Electrocute. So it wasn't really, you know, something that you should do, but again, it was really fun. You could just pop that Phase Rush with the ult and then you could run super fast. So it was kind of hilarious. But at the end of the day, they are removing that, which honestly I don't agree with. This is taking fun out of a game that isn't too strong. You know, I don't think it was too strong. I don't think anyone was complaining about Phase Rush Katarina. I barely saw Phase Rush Katarina. The only people who were telling me to play it probably don't play Katarina themselves. I never saw it in higher elos. It was always Conqueror. So yeah, now basically what this is going to do is they're going to set the move speed to 125 when spinning, instead of being treated as a slow that could be reduced by slow resistance. So you won't be able to reduce the slow on your ultimate with Phase Rush or with the boots, the triple boots, right? Or the move speed boots, excuse me. So yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think they had to take this out. I think it was funny. You could have some real Beyblade action. But yeah, Katarina's still gonna be strong. Don't worry, or do worry if you don't like playing against her. Moving on to Leona here. she is receiving yet another buff. Now, if you remember, she received so many buffs already, and she's receiving another one. Now, this one is gonna be pretty decent, not too big, not too small though. That's what she said. I don't know, guys. Zenith Blade, range 7.5 to 8. So a little bit more range once again. Now, keep in mind, this used to be 6.5, I believe. It went from 6 or 6.5, I think 6.5, to 7.5, and now to 8. So that is just, it's just a huge range on that third ability. So she's going to be having a much easier time gap closing onto you. So you got to watch out for that. I do think Leona is pretty decent. Like, the thing is, she never was really that weak. Because if you needed CC and something like Alistair was banned out, I'm talking about esports right now, then she was pretty viable to be picked, right? If you needed hard engage. If you just needed some tanky, even better than Alistair in some cases. Like, I don't know if you ever laned against Ezreal Leona, it is a pretty nasty combo. They have so much burst damage. The Ezreal has, of course, one of the most bursty marksmen in the game in terms of AoE burst, right? So he really pairs up well with AoE ultimate supports like that Sona, like that Leona, because she even gives him more burst with her passive. So it's just beautiful. So again, I feel like the player base is sleeping a little bit on this champion. But again, I might be wrong. I don't know. That's just my assumption here. But yeah, this is a very nice buff. Once again, if you like playing Leona, you will like her even more now. I feel like this will make more players discover her and like her, which is probably what Riot is aiming to do with this buff. Moving on to Wukong. He is getting a little bit of a buff now. I think his little Beanie rework was very successful. I didn't get the chance to upload a video yet, but I played him a couple times. I think he's great now as a very tanky playstyle with the Black Cleaver into the Sunfire Aegis into full tank items. You heal a lot with your first ability. You keep reducing the cooldown on it. The Black Cleaver and the Sunfire Aegis both have a ton of ability haste, so you further reduce that cooldown. And it is honestly a very nice little brawler type of playstyle. Super fun to play. And they're buffing it a little bit more. So they want you to heal when hitting minions. Now, I'm pretty sure minions are only minions in lane. They're not the minions in the jungle. They're called monsters, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yeah, so they're not buffing his jungle healing. They're buffing the lane healing. So they really want to shoehorn him into the Baron lane, I believe. Because when I played him in jungle, it felt like his jungle clear is a little bit too slow now. But I really think he can perform extremely well in the Baron lane with this buff especially, and also in the mid lane, which is where I'm going to be probably testing him out in against melee matchups. So very nice little small little buff, but it should be pretty noticeable for Wukong. Now moving on to Xin Zhao. This guy is I like him. I like the rework. I think again this is super successful. If you guys watch my streams, if you don't, watch them. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell if you are watching me for the first time. Definitely worth checking out my streams. We play a lot, and yeah, we test out all the changes every time, and Xin Zhao has been a blast. It is so much fun to play this rework Xin Zhao, and yeah, he's getting a little bit of a buff. I don't think he needed one. I think he was pretty solid, but again, I didn't see that many Xin Zhao players. Now granted, his second ability is not too easy to hit from the longest range, and this is really what you rely on now to increase that dash range on your third ability onto that target. It's just such a nice playstyle. But again, it might be a little bit more difficult to play than before the patch. So yeah, they're buffing him. Magic resistance going up by 8, which is huge. That is super nice for him. Health gained per level up is also going up by 10, which isn't too much, but basically he's gonna have 140 more health at maximum level. So coupled with this bonus magic resistance, he's gonna be a lot tankier, which is very, very nice. Now, something interesting that I want to mention for Xin Zhao, on PC League of Legends, they have this rework as well now, and he is being picked a lot in esports, and they're going for a full tank build, I believe, most of the time. So that might be something that I will try out, and that is also something that got buffed big time with this magic resistance, because of course the more health you purchase, the more this magic resistance buff is gonna matter. Quick maths. Okay, moving on to again, Xin Zhao, already in a pretty decent spot. This is gonna make him shine even more. Gameplay changes. Items, Balmy Cinder. Now this is gonna get nerfed a little bit. The fiery power of Balmy Cinder and Sunfire Aegis is making tank junglers and tanky lane builds far too hot to handle. Good one, Riot, you boomer company with those boomer dad jokes. So we are dousing its damage against non-champions. Minion monster damage modification going from 50% to only 25%. Okay, so you will only deal 25% of the total damage to minions and monsters. See, they say monsters, so Wukong buff was only for lane minions. Quick finding out, huh? But yeah, that is a little bit, a little bit of an issue for these tank junglers. But just like they said, they are honestly in a really good spot. This will make them clear a little bit slower. This is a nerf for Mundo. This is a nerf for Amumu. I feel like the thing is that they seem to be balancing a lot based off percentages. So I really think that these tank junglers are just very, very simple to play. So they tend to perform really well in solo queue. But if you take a look at higher brackets in solo queue, and if you also take a look at esports, you don't really see a lot of these tank junglers come out. We're seeing a lot of Rengar, although Rengar is going for a Sunfire Aegis build sometimes, so there's that. But we're seeing a lot of Kha'Zix nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. But again, I don't think it will change that much, because keep in mind, these champions don't use Balmy Cinder as like 100% of their damage to clear the jungle, so they didn't literally just half the jungle speed. They use their abilities a lot, so again, it's not gonna matter that much in the end. I think it will definitely be noticeable, but won't be too bad in my opinion. They're doing the same for Sunfire Aegis as well. And keep in mind that the champion damage is not being nerfed at all. Now, Winter's Approach. This is something really, really cool. This is getting buffed, okay? So I really think it deserves the buff. But if you guys watched my recent esports video, there was a Gragas going Baron lane with Phase Rush and with Winter's Approach, which of course turns into the Fimbul Winter. And it was really hilarious to see. He had so little cooldowns. It was super fun. And I wanted to try it out, and they're even buffing it. So I really think it's well deserved, because a lot of these champions that would like to go for this, like Blitzcrank and stuff, again, the Gragas, I guess, goes for it. They're not really that good at charging the mana passive, right? So, like tanks don't usually spam abilities that much. So this is really good that they're making it much easier to maximize, okay, to level it up. Going from 8 mana granted per ability usage or per usage of that passive to 12, which is a 50% increase. That is really good. It's going to make it much faster to actually get that Fimbul Winter now. And I think it's going to make it much more viable for a lot of these tanks in the Baron lane. Just like maybe even Malphite will be able to go for this and enjoy a very low cooldown on his ultimate. Now, moving on to summoner spells. We have some very good changes here as well. The Ignite is getting rebuffed a little bit. If you remember, a couple of patches ago, it got nerfed by quite a bit. The cast range was too large, sure, but it got nerfed by a little bit too much. Riot agrees here, and they're buffing it back to a 6, from 5.5 range to 6 range, which is going to be very nice for all these assassins that decide to not be a soy boy and not go for barrier on a Kali or something dumb like that, which I see a lot, unfortunately, because honestly, it's just better. But Ignite is, of course, much cooler. So hopefully this will bring it back in line a little bit. Smite is also getting buffed. A new passive that will restore 4 mana per second while you are in the jungle or in the river. So that's really nice. Because, of course, this might promote more junglers giving the blue buff to the mid laner, which oftentimes really, really needs it, especially since patch 2.3 removed the regeneration rune and gave us the second wind rune, which of course doesn't have any mana regen. And some champions really relied on that mana regen, like Ziggs didn't have to go for an Archangel staff because he could just go for that regeneration rune coupled with that mana flow band, and he would never run out of mana. It was super comfy, but now it is a little bit annoying to play. Stuff like Aurelion Soul as well. Hopefully, these degenerate little pesky junglers will give me my blue buff. Okay? Because the mid laner is the king of the game. Everybody knows, man. You gotta simp them. I'm just kidding. It is the marksman. Screw this game, man. Just nerf marksman. Anyway, moving on to system Outer Tower Gold. Now, this is also a very nice little change. They're gonna be nerfing the gold value on the global gold value per tower destruction. Okay, from 150 to 100. That is good, because if your Fiora is winning the Baron lane matchup super hard, but you're a little loser Ezreal playing bot and getting your booty blasted by the enemies, you shouldn't just get a lot of gold because she is just completely smurfing that matchup, right? And even getting a solo lane tower. But instead, it's gonna raise the gold per plate value now, so that Fiora, who is snowballing, is gonna get even more gold for herself, which means that she will be able to carry even harder herself and not give the little Dumbo Ezreal bot 0-2 bonus gold, right? That he probably won't use. Well, he will just feed even more. So this is very nice. I like this change. Moving on to some jungle changes as well. They're going to be buffing the Gromp, or buffing the clear of the Gromp. If you guys play jungle, you probably notice that you leave Gromp up very often, unless you're a champion that is really good at single target clearing, like a Kha'Zix, right? You leave it up really often because it's just so tanky. Well, they're going to be nerfing the health of it from 2.5k to 2.2k, so 300 health buff for you as a jungler, because you will be able to clear it faster. Honestly, very, very nice. The Krugs are also getting a change by a lot. Again, 1.6k to 1.2k Krug health on the big one, and then on the medium ones, I believe that the Krug should be the medium one, from 600 to 500. So this is gonna be very nice, especially on this huge big one here, 400 health nerf. So again, Krugs, just like the let's be real, most junglers just keep clearing the buffs and the raptors, because the raptors are so comfy to clear. Then you try to steal the enemy raptors as well, then you clear your wolves as well, and then you just keep ganking, man, because these Krugs just keep respawning and it's annoying to clear, and the Gromp was just so tanky. So super good changes, honestly. Small little change, small little patch here, but super spicy changes. Very, very nice. Will definitely improve the game by a little bit, which again is exactly what these little 2.3a, 2.3b, etc. patches are supposed to be. So very, very nice. The only thing that I don't agree with is the removal of Phase Rush Katarina, basically, and this Ahri Nerf, which doesn't really matter that much in the end. And again, it's probably justified by low elo win rates. You can also see the free-to-play rotation on your screen right now. And with that being said, this is already going to be it for this. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell. Let me know what you think about all of these changes in the comments below. And if you don't have any thoughts whatsoever on this patch, then just leave a nice little funny algorithmic comment for me to read and for you to boost this video's reach in the YouTube algorithm so I can make more money. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.